Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine the last breath you'll ever take. You might picture it as a switch being flipped. 1 second you're here, the next you're gone. A clean line between existence and nothing. But physics doesn't draw clean lines. In fact, according to the actual laws that govern every atom in your body, the moment we call death is not a moment at all. It's a process. A long, slow, staggeringly beautiful unraveling. And when you understand what really happens, what physics actually says, about the matter and energy that make up you, you may never think about death the same way again. Because you don't leave all at once, you leave in waves. Let's start with something you probably learned in school but never truly sat with. The first law of thermodynamics. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only change form. Read that again, but this time, don't think about engines or batteries. Think about yourself. Every calorie of energy stored in your muscles right now, it came from food, which came from sunlight, which came from a nuclear reaction inside a star that died billions of years before you were born. You are, in the most literal and unpoetic sense possible, running on starlight. So when your heart stops, where does that energy go? It doesn't vanish. It can't vanish. That would violate the most fundamental law of the physical universe. Instead, it begins to disperse. Your body heat, roughly 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit of thermal energy, starts radiating outward. Infrared photons leave your skin and travel at the speed of light into the room, into the walls, into the atmosphere. Within hours, that warmth, your warmth, has entered the environment. It is heating the air that someone else will breathe. You are literally still warming the room after you've gone. But energy is just the beginning. Let's talk about your atoms. The average human body contains roughly 7 octillion atoms. And here's what's extraordinary. Not a single one of those atoms belongs to you, not permanently. You've been borrowing them your entire life. Every 10 years or so, nearly every atom in your body has been replaced through the normal processes of metabolism, breathing, eating. The you sitting here right now is not materially the same person who existed a decade ago. You've already been recycled several times over. So when you die, the recycling doesn't stop. It simply changes pace. In the first few minutes after death, your cells still carry on. Some of them don't know yet. Neurons may fire for brief, fading bursts. You don't stop being biological in an instant. Your biology fades out like the last note of a song, hanging in the air even after the musician has stopped playing. As decomposition unfolds, your body's molecules break apart and re-enter the ecosystem. The carbon in your bones doesn't disappear. It returns to the soil. Microorganisms consume your proteins and release gases, carbon dioxide, methane, ammonia, that drift into the atmosphere. The nitrogen in your DNA becomes part of the soil's chemistry, feeding the roots of plants that may one day feed another person. Within about a year of being buried, a meaningful fraction of your atoms have entered the water cycle. They've fallen as rain. They've entered rivers, oceans, clouds. Within a few decades, your atoms are so widely dispersed across the planet that statistically, every single living human being on Earth is carrying a few of them. Let that sit for a moment. You are not just in the world after you die. You are distributed throughout it. Now, there's a deeper layer to this, and it's the one that keeps physicists up at night. Not because it's scary, but because it's genuinely strange. You are, in a sense, a standing wave, a pattern that persists even as the material flows through it. Like a whirlpool in a river, the water changes constantly. The whirlpool remains. Death is the moment the whirlpool begins to lose its shape. The pattern dissipates, but the water, the matter, the energy, the quantum information doesn't disappear. Some physicists have argued that information is never truly lost in the universe. This idea suggests that the quantum information that once described your body is conserved. Scrambled beyond recognition, yes, but not destroyed. If that's true, then in the deepest sense physics can offer, nothing about you is ever fully erased. Throughout your life, photons bounced off your face. They reflected your smile, your wedding day, the expression you made when you held your child. Those photons left your skin at the speed of light, and they are still traveling. Right now. The light from your 10th birthday is over 40 light years away, carrying a faint record of who you were. In principle, the information about what you looked like, it's out there, expanding outward at the fastest speed the universe allows. You are literally radiating into the cosmos. You have mass, and mass warps space-time. This is general relativity. Every object with mass creates a gravitational field, and that field extends, in theory, to the edge of the universe. Right now, your body is exerting a gravitational pull on a star you will never see. It's unfathomably small, but it is not nothing. You were never separate from the universe. You were always a wrinkle in it. And wrinkles don't disappear, they just shift. So when does a person truly leave? If you define it as the moment your atoms stop existing, they never do. If you define it as the moment your energy is gone, it can't be, by law. Physics doesn't describe death as departure. Physics describes death as transformation, a change of state, like water becoming vapor. Still water, still here, just differently. And I think there's something deeply, quietly comforting about that. Just the plain, honest math of the universe telling us that the people we've lost are not nowhere. They're everywhere. They're in the rain, the warmth, the breath you just took. They're in the light streaming past distant stars right now, carrying a faint record of a face that someone, somewhere, still loves. You don't leave at all. Physics is very clear about this. If this made you think differently, stay with this channel. The universe is full of truths hiding in plain sight.